So Phil, welcome to Peterborough, welcome to Peterborough Sports.
Thank you.
Great to see you here.
No, really nice to be here, don't worry.
Team have had a really tough start this season, as you know. What's the first thing you're going to do to turn that around?
I think the first thing you've got to look at is you look at the group in a training session, first training session in about an hour's time. You analyse the group, you find out who are the key players, go-to players, who are the characters, who are the ones who are fit enough, etc., to try and win games of football, because all of them commodities are part and parcel of a good player. But it's one of them where, you know, I didn't quite expect Peterborough Sports to be in the situation that they were in. Have invested in a little bit more money from the chairman. And the games that have been here with Kidderminster Harriers last season, where the battles that we had were part and parcel of the DNA of Peterborough Sports, you know, where you never come here and get a free game. I think probably in the first 8 games, that's been lost a little bit to a certain extent. I think that's what we need to try and bring back. The character side of it, the strength, the fight, all of these things I want to see from the players in training on a Tuesday and Thursday evening, and certainly on Saturday against Hornchurch in the Cup.
So sports fans will want me to ask you this. They'll want to know what sort of football they can expect now you're here. What sort of style do you want to play? What have you got to tell them?
I think it's not the style that we need to concern myself about at this moment in time. It's getting out of the situation that we're in, and whatever that takes. You know, does that take a battle? Does that take a full press? Does that take a low block? Does it take quality? Does it take a decent set piece? Does it take, you know, all of the things that are a part and parcel of winning a game of football before the style comes through? We've got to start winning games of football. So the players that we've brought in are starting to feel a little bit more confident. Once they start feeling a little bit more confident, they start expressing themselves a little bit better. And when they start expressing themselves, that's the kind of football I want to see.
Fabulous. You mentioned new players. There have been quite a few new players recently. Is that set to continue, or what have you been told? Have you got to go with what you've got?
No, Chairman said that it's not an open checkbook by any stretch of the imagination, but the Chairman said that he'll back myself in the transfer market in the immediate future, and then hopefully if the results then follow, as all chairmen know, that managers start banging at their door instead of the other way around, you know. I think that process has got to start on the training ground, and it's got to start on Saturday at the Hornchurch game. Chairman wants to have a run in the FA Cup, as all chairmen do. And I'm all behind that, because winning breeds a different kind of mentality. Winning breeds a kind of spirit that I want at Peterborough Sports. I think, as I said, they had it last year, but for some reason at the start of this season it's disappeared. We need to get that back, and the only way to do that is win games of football.
So let's talk a little bit about you then. 600 plus playing career, game playing career, and a host of other clubs that you've managed at. Do you still get a buzz on a match day?
Absolutely. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. You know, I've had some experiences both playing, coaching and managing, you know, and it takes me back to some great journeys I've had in the game, you know. And I don't mean journeys on a team bus or on a train. I mean journeys in cup competitions, in league competitions, in promotions, etc., etc. Everybody's trying to win. But to still be involved in the game of football, having started back as a 19-year-old playing for Hartlepool, and now I'm still involved 47 years later. For me, it's a sign that I've, one, doing something right, but two, I've still got the ambition and the desire to be successful. I think the chairman's seen that in me. Might raise one or two eyebrows, the fact that I'm coming to Peterborough Sports, but it doesn't cut for anything where that's concerned. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Saturday's about winning a game of football against Hornchurch, and that's what I'm trying to do.
So it is Hornchurch on Saturday then, FA Cup. How do you see that? Is that a nice distraction from before you get down to the nitty-gritty of the league? Because that's the really important thing, isn't it?
I think when you look at the league table and you look at the National League North and you see Peterborough Sports at the bottom of that, a nice distraction is not the description I'm going to say where the FA Cup's concerned. I think it's an opportunity for the players to impress, as they always have to. You know, whether they're impressing a manager, whether they're impressing a coach, whether they're impressing a crowd, whether they're impressing the opponents. it doesn't matter to me. I think Saturday is about impressing the current management team to pick them again for the following game, and I think that's the most important part. If we get that process right, that means we're winning games of football, and if we're winning games of football, this place might just take off, you never know.
And just finally, you mentioned management team there. Is that, what can you tell us about that? Other people, coaches and stuff staying here, or are you bringing other people in with you?
I'm hoping that I can bolster the backroom staff with Phil Brown people, but at the same time I'm always willing, when I go to a different club or a new club, I'm always willing to work with the people that are there. If they're willing to work with me, and I think that's key. I'll have different ways from the previous management team, there's no doubt about it, but it's not just the fact that I'm more experienced or anything like that, it's just a case of I'll have different ways. And if they're on board with them ways and they want to join and then want to contribute a little bit more, then I'm all for that. So long may that continue.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Phil. Good luck on Saturday. Hope your first game ends up in a win against Hornchurch, and look forward to speaking to you in the next few games.
Thank you very much.